I just watched a hilarious movie called Paula Peril. Her name is supposed to be Paula Perilio or something, or Perella, whatever. I don't know. Some type of name, but they call her Paula Peril. And this is one goofy ass little movie that I think is actually has better quality than I would initially first give it. At first, I was just thinking it's going to be this really low budget, stupid little movie, but no, it has some value to it. I would say it's got some okay quality and it's a lot different than I was expecting. I was expecting, based on the title, it was just going to be a whole bunch of different scenarios that she ends up winding up in. Like, oh, I'm going to snoop, 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 and then, oh, boom, bunk on the head, and now I'm captured or something and she's got to wiggle her way out or something. And that I thought that was going to be the premise, but surprisingly, no, it actually tries to do character and story and world building in a way. And I think it's also like an amalgamation of a couple of other movies, I think, in terms of like, I think that this film being like an hour and 20 something minutes long, I think that there were shorter movies to this that, that they just kind of combined into one and that they sort of had play with it to make it feel like a movie as well, though. Like they had it as if it sort of enhances your knowledge on the character a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to walk you through at least the first scene here. So it starts off with Paula Peril snoopity snooping around a warehouse, and then some goon sees her. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Then she goes on the run, and there's a couple more goons there, and it's like, oh shit, based on the look of them, they could take this girl, and this is just gonna be a scenario. They just capture her, I guess. But no, she knows like kung fu or something. I don't know, and she's able to kick all their butts, and I've seen worse choreography, so like I'm not gonna knock it on the choreography.
Okay, but I promise you, it's gonna hurt.
Bet your ass
it is. It was okay. It was okay. And then some chick goon comes out of nowhere and she's like, "Hey, I want to fight you." And Paul's like, "What? Really?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they go, "Psh, psh," and then Paula knocks her out, I guess. But then one of the goons gets up and then bonks her on the head, similar to what I was kind of guessing this was going to be, but a little differently. And then, okay, yep, she's captured here. All right. And then who even is this chick? And then like one of the guys comes out. He's like, you don't know. That's the legendary Paula Peril. And then one of the dudes just looks, I gotta play this, just play the clip.
I know who she is. Legendary Paula Peril.
Paula Peril? The reporter? I thought she was made up.
Oh, I don't know why that's so hilarious. And then the goon is just like giving like an evil little speech to her. And then I think from there it cuts to her friend Jimmy, who's in the like newspaper reporting area or whatever of their job. They're going for a Lois Lane type of vibe, I'm thinking, with her buddy Jimmy Olsen or something. They're going for the Snoopy reporter, trying to go around. They've even got another person that works there, another reporter called Veronica Villancourt. I think that's her name in there, Villancourt, and she's got this kind of mean girl bitch vibe, but she's still like one of the main characters there that's in this, and it is just hilarious. Like Jimmy's like, "Oh, we gotta find her. She's been missing for a while," and he's like the super simp for Paula, and he's trying to make sure she's all right. Oh no, the lead that the Veronica chick is doing is not right, but well, Paula's not here, so I'm gonna do it. It's just this like silly little stuff, but we spend a lot of time with them, and then they like I think they say something that makes them think about some other Christ they had. They're like, let's not have another Crystal Falcon situation going on here. And then they like cut. I don't know if they cut it from there or in the next scene they cut to remembering about the Crystal Falcon, which this is how I was like, okay, this feels like a different movie altogether that they go back into, where they're like showing some Crystal Falcon thing, some object that people wanted, and what happened with that, what shenanigans with that. and whatnot. But then we go back to Paula, and there's like a timer, there's a bomb that's gonna go off, and it's like, oh no. But then the bad guy actually comes back, and he's like, I wasn't gonna kill you, I just had to get the goons out of here. I was the one that called you here in the first place. And then frees her, and it's like, okay, so I need you to find out something about this, whatever, so you can stop it. And so then she's got more investigating to do, got to go do some other stuff. And then she and Jimmy are like remembering some, I forget, they're like remembering some other thing that has to do with the ghost. And there's like a ghost that ends up vaporizing the villains at some point in their old thing. It was very silly. This movie is not, I can't say it's good. It is not very good, but it is funny. And based on the premise, where she does get captured like a few times, and so does Veronica, gets captured at least once or twice. Jimmy gets, held up here or there. It's just like this huge, it's like, reporters doing sneaky stuff, sticking their noses into places they don't need to be. They could have gone a different direction that could be more sexual or something. But no, Paula's appearance, she's like fully clothed. She's got just like boots on, a skirt, a shirt, whatever. That's pretty much it. It's based on a comic book series apparently as well, and that one they have a little more attention on the breasticles and some of that sexual appearance, but in this not really. I mean, you could argue that Veronica's sort of, but even then she's like fully clothed, so they're not going too much for the sexual vibe at all. So they're really just kind of going for like corny reporter snooping around, and different stuff goes around with their stories essentially. I don't really recommend you watch it unless you want to have a laugh. It's free to watch on Tubi TV. I think you guys would have fun with it. I don't know. There's some funny scenes, some funny lines in there. I'm probably going to clip and put into like to have as a cutaways for some videos because it's fucking hilarious. Some of the lines that they have, and this ghost just vaporizes people. Anyway, so before I get out of here, the ghost vaporizes people, and then Paula's like, okay, good. Now we can send the money that he had and give it to the orphans like he wanted. And I don't know, that's that kind of dialogue is hilarious to me. That's it for the video, and have a good one.